If you've already created a travel request and your trip is over, you're in the right place. Let's complete your expense report. Log into the Employee Self-Service portal and click on Travel Management, then My Trips and Expenses. Next, choose the All My Travel Requests tab. Here you'll see all your travel requests with relevant trip details. Under the Expense Report column, click on the blue Create next to the trip you're working on. If the word Create is still a light blue, it means the travel request is not yet fully approved, so you cannot yet work on this item. From there, the system will pre-populate the fields on the main screen from your travel request information, so this information should look familiar. You may override any field as necessary. Confirm your trip dates and times and destinations. Next, you'll confirm your activity and reason. Use the comment section to add pertinent information regarding your trip. From there, we'll dive into new information, per diem and mileage. Per diem will provide a predetermined per-day rate for meal expenses. Important, if you use per diems and some meals were provided during your trip as part of the conference fees or by a host organization, click on Enter Deductions for Meals. Click on the checkboxes to indicate a provided meal that should be deducted from your per diem. Click Accept to return to the main screen. Watch this step carefully. It is your responsibility to report accurately. So for example, if your travel was to a conference that provided lunch and dinner Thursday and Friday, you'll click these checkboxes and your number of deductions would be 4. You would then receive a full per diem for Wednesday and Saturday and a partial per diem for Thursday and Friday, assuming your travel times included full days each day. If you rented a car or are using your personal vehicle with Enterprise Rate, you do not need to enter your mileage. A trip optimizer must be attached and you will enter the appropriate amount under the Enter Receipts section coming up. If you need to enter mileage, back on the main screen, click on Enter Mileage Details to continue. Otherwise, click Enter Receipts. On this screen, you'll enter your mileage by date. If you have multiple days in your trip with mileage, you will click on New Entry to add mileage for each trip date. Faculty who supervise student teachers or other employees who have multiple destinations in the same day need to add a new entry for each destination in that day. If needed, you can change the cost assignment for each mileage entry by clicking on Change Cost Assignment. When all details have been entered, click Accept to return to the main screen. Okay, now that our travel details are updated, we can begin to enter receipts by clicking on that button. After the trip has taken place, you must delete the line item for the estimated costs that was pulled over from the travel request. The system will prompt you to do this. Click the checkbox next to the estimated cost line, then click Delete. Click on New Entry, then choose an expense type. Under the expense type detail, enter a description. This is a required field. You can again change the cost assignment if needed. Once your data has been entered, click on either Accept or Accept and New Entry if you have additional receipts to enter. Please note that if you're renting a car, your car rental expense is not entered here by the traveler or travel assistant. Accounts payable will handle this actual car rental expense in a separate process. If you're using your personal vehicle with Enterprise Rate, you will enter that amount under this section under Other Expense. Once you are finished entering all of your expenses, you will need to attach any receipts and backup documentation for the expenses you are claiming. Click Previous Step and we'll go back to the main screen where you can attach your receipts. Click on the Attachments button and follow the steps to upload your receipts. After you've attached each of your receipts, be sure to click the Upload button. You'll see the number indicator on the Attachments button update as each attachment is added. At this point, you can click on either Save a Draft or Save and Send for approval. If you are a travel assistant entering this information for a traveler, or the traveler but you are not yet ready to save and send for approval, you can use Save Draft. If a travel assistant creates and saves the expense report, they must verbally tell the traveler to go into the module and save and send for approval. If you are the traveler and are satisfied that your expense report is ready for payment processing, click Save and Send for approval. If your expense report is equal to or less than your initial travel request total, this will go immediately to accounts payable without further approval process required. The Display Expense form will display or print the expense report. The following screen will appear acknowledging that the expense report was saved. Please refer to the full travel module training manual for additional details and guidance. Still can't find your answer? Reach out to the Accounts Payable team at 724-738-2210 or travel@sru.edu.